I feel short.
Oh, well, sit on. You can sit on it. You got your book. This is your book. Okay,
It is.
perfect.
I'm going to have to move it down just a second for you.
Okay.
There you
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Well, hello to you.
Hi.
We are so glad to have you with us today. For those of you that are tuning in, this is the CSU sponsored Military Author Takeover right here at Veterans Growing America. And we are highlighting veterans that have written a book. So they are authors. And we have with us today Miss Takisha Bauermeister.
Bauermeister.
So let's give her a hand. We are so glad to have you with us.
I'm happy to be here.
Good, good. So we are going to dive into After 5. I don't know why I want to say it that way, but I just feel like you have to, say it.
I was totally throwing off.
I like it.
Right. After 5.
I was like,
Right?
did I read this?
Yes.
I like how you said that.
Right. Yes. And so, in which this book, it talks about, it explores something that many successful professionals like we wrestle with. So it talks about the difference between building an extraordinary career and building a meaningful life. And so we're going to get into all the things. But before we do that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Takisha?
Takisha. Doing the day.
Okay. All right.
I know, before 5, like, I'm a GG-15 in the federal government. Army veteran. I got out after 12 years. After 12 years, I came out as a sergeant first class. And then I moved up here. But outside of that, I'm a boy mom. I have 2 sons, adult sons, and I have 3 boy dogs.
Oh, goodness. So you stay busy. You are a house that stays busy.
Yes. So
that is awesome.
yes. So really, Takisha, that is Takisha right there, the boy mom part, and I'm a creator. Outside of even being an author, I'm also a business owner. I craft. I make smell good stuff. I make T-shirts here at Veterans Growing America.
Nice.
I do the art pieces here on the wall that you'll see around. But I'm a permanent vendor here inside of Veterans Growing America.
Good. I'm looking forward to learning more about your business then. So I'll take a look at all the artwork and the things that you have here.
My 19th purchase.
Right. So then we know who Takisha is, but tell me about
Avenix Ray.
Avenix Ray. Tell me about Avenix.
So when I started thinking about writing, I wanted something different. I knew I didn't want my name Takisha because I do so much already that I didn't want my author side to get lost. So last year I got into numerology thanks to my girl Kim that's here.
Shout out to Kim.
And in that, I have been building a path along that. And so when I was thinking of pen names, I came up with Avenix Ray because of the numbers and the way they line up in the alphabets and then where they fall at with numbers.
Love that.
So it was a perfect match.
Okay. All right. So then after you came up with that concept, looking at your book, why did you choose fiction to tell a leadership story? I think that's so unique. So why do that?
People get lost in stories.
Yeah.
And if I wrote a leadership book, then I felt like readers would think I'm telling them what to do, as opposed to them just reading about it. And then they would get so invested in the characters before they realize that they see themselves in those characters who are leaders. So it's easy. It was just easier to do that way. A great leadership book, sometimes you just find out about leadership, sometimes in a good book.
And that is so awesome that you take that unique spin on it, because I mean we all need leadership books as well, right? And so we appreciate those, but having this fiction and having a different spin on it is very unique, and so certainly appreciate that. And so Lamani, is Lamani based like on somebody you know, or how do you pronounce it? I'm just butchering all the names. Please
it is
correct
totally okay.
me.
Her name is Amani. Amani is our main character.
Okay.
And she is many people.
Okay. Somebody you knew? Or...
She's many people.
Many people. Okay.
People I have been in relationships. I've seen, whether it's out and about. I like people watching. Yes. So you make up your own story when you're out there and you're seeing the people.
Yeah.
So people I've met, strong people within my family, strong people I'm around every day, people I see at work, and then there are pieces of me. Everyone always asks that, but there are also pieces of me. And she just, she's all these people that I've seen, and it just made it so easy to take bits and pieces here and there and just give her a whole story.
Yeah. So in doing all of that, you know, pulling the bits and pieces from you and different people, how long did it take you to write the book?
So I thought of it last year. It was right after I started with the numbers, and then so many things came to mind. Oh, I can do this, I can do this, and I can do that. But I love reading. I've been reading since I was in high school. It probably kept me out of trouble a lot. And I read romance. And then but that was in high school. So as I got older, I love sci-fi. Dragons was my thing. Okay. Never knew why. I know why now, but so it was just something about doing it that way.
Okay. All right. And as an author, you do have to have a sense of vulnerability. I mean, that just goes without saying. And so how do you contrast control, or you contrast control with vulnerability in your book? Tell me why.
Because you have a lot of people, high energy people and high functioning leaders who think that control is a strength. And they function that way. You probably see it in the way that they talk, and they hide behind their positions. So then they think, well, if I'm vulnerable, then I'm weak. And that is so opposite of it. It is so not that. So it's just another way for people to see that you can be vulnerable and it's not weak. You're just showing another side. And people can relate to authentic.
That's right.
And so that's how pieces in the book will gravitate that way.
Right. So authenticity, yes, is key. And having humility is something that is important as well. So,
we'll edit that piece. No, I know Dee was talking about vulnerability. It is a big, I consider vulnerability a superpower. You know, I always wonder, going back to a previous author we interviewed, we talked about asking questions about how do you see me. You know, that was been in my mind since, last probably hour. Because I was just in the kitchen with two audience members here, and I probably told them way more about me than they ever wanted to know in about 10 minutes, probably like 6 minutes. They probably like, I asked one question and this guy just told us his whole life story. But I think that, showing up as your authentic self, I tell people nowhere where I go, I love the fact that you continuously weave that in, and but there's difficulty in that. There's difficulty in vulnerability. People use the word, no one wants to, go back and, we always think that when we say vulnerability, what are they going to think about me when I say that? So I love the fact that you make that such a central part. But with that, you had to be vulnerable in this book. Was there one scene that was emotionally difficult to you to write? Even though I know you were writing it under, different people, but was something that even, that it was kind of difficult topic, or content in the book that you found like, oh man, this kind of hit some reflective moments here?
So without giving out spoilers,
little teaser.
There was actually several pieces. Yeah. There were several places in the book where I had to just stop and walk away because one of the things after five, what are you doing after 5? Who is it when you don't have to make decisions about anything? You're done with the emails. You're done with the titles. You walked away from the building. Now you walked into your home life. Then what? Are you at peace with yourself? And so I came home one day, right? I walked long before 5, but after 5, I walked in and I'm like, well, my dogs met me. My dogs always know when I lock the doors. But it's like, okay, if one of my sons is there, somebody needs something, but then what? Oh, I like this. See, I enjoy the quiet. I like my own energy. I like my own peace. So I like me. But a lot of people can't say that. You'll meet many people who say, oh, I don't like being by myself. I love it. But a lot of people, I meet more people who can't than more people who can.
Did you have to grow into that space, or is that just something that you've just always been? Like you're serene all the time?
I've always been that way. Growing up, I'm 8 years older than my brother. It was me and my brother. So I'm 8 years older. And then I had a cousin I was close to, and I was older than she was. So she always reminds me that we do our chores, and I would go in the front. I lived in the country in Georgia. So I would go to the front of the house and sit on the front porch with a book and put my foot up, quiet. Surrounded cows on the side of the street, pigs in the side backyard. That was it. And that was serene for me. So I've always been that way.
Yeah. I think there's two sides, and I think that's what you're talking about. Like I think the most peaceful time that I have is like by myself, which people find it hard to believe. They're like, "Oh, you're so extroverted." I'm like, I play that on TV. We're extrovert on TV, but that's about the end of it. So I think high performing people have the higher performing you come sometime with reaching certain milestones, positions, rank, title, you don't know where that off button becomes. And I think that allows, that kind of takes away. And I know in veteran transition, a lot of veterans, when the noise stopped, and if you're, got out of the military at any point, I don't care if it's 4 years or 40 years, you go from running 100 miles an hour to almost a dead stop immediately. So sometimes you you don't understand where that's at. But for high performing people you're talking about, what would you want high performing folks to recognize about themselves? You talk about, what would you say if you had to give them to high performing group of folks, which is in this room, if you would give them advice, what would it be?
Find out who you are after 5.
Mm-hmm.
When the noise has stopped, the emails aren't coming in, the phone isn't ringing, someone is not, hey, I need this and I need that. Just recognize who you are, and hopefully you like that person. That's it.
Yeah. How important? Yeah, that's very powerful. How important is exploring who you are?
Oh, that's very important, because some people don't know who they are. Don't even know how to go about finding it. So it's like they need to go back, like growing up probably.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Just recognizing, what were you like growing up? That may be asking someone, was I quiet? Was I loud? Was I dangerous? Was I outgoing? What was I? Me, again, I was the book person. I had cousins growing around me, same age, 1 year older, 1 year younger, but I was always the one, find me with a book.
Yeah.
Don't know what it was, but it was.
So I think it's so important. I love this concept of after 5. Send me a t-shirt. And but I love it because I was talking to someone in the audience this morning that's transitioning from the military, and it was, not really advice. It was like talking about, what do you do in this transition, right? And I said, when I transitioned from the military, it's after 5 concept, just bring it in my head now. I didn't really know who I was after 25 years, and especially like 7 years being in a senior position, I literally lost a little bit of identity. So instead of trying to revert backwards to like finding things that I was comfortable with, I went out, and the advice I gave, go find things that you wanted to explore. So I went and learned how to salsa dance. I'll give you a demo in a second. But, like certain things I did that I would never have done, like there's certain things that was so outside of the norm of who I thought I was, became things that were so important to me. So my after 5 didn't look the way I thought in my brain my after 5 would look, until I went out and found all of these new areas. So I know you talk about how important that is to discover yourself, the discovery phase. So what was your discovery phase?
My first day out of uniform, June 9th, 2009 was the day I signed my DD 214. I experimented with color. I knew nothing about color. Like everything was, black, brown, standard Army, color. I did the lipsticks. I did the color nails. I did the hair colors. I went from purple hair. I had green hair. I had all the blood. Like it was just like a whole window. That was mine.
I love
that
it.
was my learning. That was the only thing new that I learned about myself, was that I love color.
Yeah, love it. I love that. And I see you're still exploring that a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So no, I love that for you, because I think that conversation this morning and now having a conversation with you is such a connected point. Like you're after 5, if you don't know what it looks like, or you think you're just going to cookie cut it based on what you're comfortable with, you're making a mistake.
I still meet people like that, that were military, who didn't know what they were like after that. And then they went into, let's say, a government role.
Yeah.
And think about it, the people you see in the building every day, and it's like, do y'all ever leave?
Yeah.
And they're there when you come in. They're there when you leave. It's like, when are you not here? those are the people I always think that when they finally leave, that we're going to read that they croak.
Mm.
Sad to say, but because they have no life outside of that.
So the takeaway from that is, if anyone's listening, the takeaway is go color your hair, go salsa dancing, and go. I'm sorry.
Get a nose ring.
I'll get a nose ring in your 40s.
Or they can learn some line dancing here at Veterans
they
Going
can come here
America
and go
on the
line
first and
dancing.
third Friday of every
So
month.
the whole, the key to that is explore, be, new things, be, find out who you are. I'm still exploring 7 years later after retirement. I'm going a deep sea fishing trip on Saturday because I discovered over the last couple of years that I love deep sea fishing, but I hate being on the boat.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
But hey, it all got to work out some kind of way. So so I appreciate. I got end this with if readers remember one lesson, what would it be? What should it be?
Find yourself.
Find yourself.
Find yourself, and I hope that you like who you find.
I had another question, but I think I'm just going to end that right there. Like, that's just... So thank you very much for joining us. It's been a refreshing conversation. I can't wait to dig in again and highlight some stuff more so than what that time I had to look over things. And I'm telling you, like, I didn't know what name to put to it. I didn't know what concept to assign to it, but you've done something powerful with that. Just off the cover of your book, you've done something powerful because we're such better people for ourselves, our family, our friends, society, if we can understand who we are. And you've brought something powerful for it. If you don't have T-shirts in here that say "After 5, live your life" or something like that,
they're coming. They're coming.
I'll take 10% for the idea, but I think you should have those T-shirts in here. I'll be the first customer. And then I'll take my royalties after that. But no, so thank you so much. This has been a pleasure, and we look forward to continue to support you.
I'm looking forward to it.
That support. So how?
How do we support?
How do we buy your book? Let people know.
So you can find me actually here at Veterans Going America every weekend, but you can shop with me every day, 7 days a week here at Veterans Going America. The book. So unfortunately, the book sold out on my first order.
Unfortunately, that is
it's a great problem. I say unfortunately because then I don't have it for you all here today, but it will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Back on the shelf here tomorrow. You can also find it on Amazon. You can find it on Books A Million. You can find it on all major platforms where books are sold. That's awesome. And it's also ebooks as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll be getting some copies today. So
yes, absolutely.
I want to make sure that we put that out there. Go get this book, y'all, and find out who you are after 5.
And Dee's trademarked the voice.
She did.